All right, welcome to Action 20 and 21. Action 20 is centered around the SAT and the ACT. So by your beginning of junior year, usually the first 2-3 months, you need to be planning on taking the SAT or the ACT. Now, there's different time periods when you can take them, so hopefully you've been taking those prep classes or tests like the booklets, and that way you can go ahead and do that. What you need to do, though, is in your top 20 list or whatever it is now, at this moment in time when you're doing this, is know what the school that you want to apply for requires. Some require the SAT, some will require the ACT, some will require both. Okay, so I provided the links for you. They're right here. When you click on them, they're going to take you directly to the home page of the ACT and the SAT. Okay, now understand that some schools may require you to take the writing part of the ACT, which means you don't have to necessarily take the whole thing. You'd have to take the writing part. It depends on the school. So for example, at my school, St. Leo, the only thing they required was the SAT. Okay, the second thing I want you to understand or know is that don't get hung up if you didn't do well the first time, because I can tell you the first test that I took, I did not do a good job, right? The second test that I took, my score went up by almost 50%. Okay, so I did much better the second time. I was much more relaxed and much more better prepared for the test. Okay, so relax, enjoy the process. Remember, this is a process. You need to enjoy it. The SAT and the ACT are a part of that process. Okay, now Action 21 is gauging interest. So because communication is live across all divisions now, a coach can call you or email you at essentially any point. Now, what I recommend, especially now since it's junior year, is starting to truly gauge a coach's interest in you, right? If you're just having kind of like, I would say a hallway conversation, or it's more of like a general conversation, that's not going to be what you need at this point. We need to start finding out if the school's seriously interested in you. And if they're not, that's okay, but there's no reason to continue the process with them if they're not interested in you the same way that you are to them. Okay? The reason why is you want to move on to the schools that are more interested in you. Now, understand that this is going to happen. There are going to be schools that are not interested in you. And there's a variety of reasons why. For example, they have certain positional needs, right? So let's say you play as a center forward. You're a number 9, right? But they have a young number 9 and a backup number 9 already. Well, they're not going to need a striker. So unless they think you can fit a position that they need, they're not going to recruit you. So they're looking for a center back, a left back, and a center defensive mid, because that's what their recruiting needs are. Then they're not going to recruit you. And that's part of the process. It's part of the game that you're playing. So it can be that ruthless. But that's why we need to know, and you need to know, where you stand if they're actually interested in you. Okay? So I give you an example here. I reached out to a coach at a big university because I was really interested in the school. I left them I gave them a call and they didn't answer, and they emailed me back because I left them a voicemail. They said, "Hi Kyle, thanks for your interest in our program. We have recently finished recruiting for our 2010 class. Good luck." So this is why you need to have a bunch of different schools and options, because that will happen. You're going to get schools that are no longer interested in you for a variety of reasons. Okay? Now, obviously, because the doors have opened in terms of recruiting, it's much easier to gauge these conversations, to go on unofficial visits, to get official visits. So now it's about time to start putting it all together. Okay? And I've attached a sample phone call conversation, right? So the coach would say, "Hello." You'd say, "Hi, Coach Alex, this is Kyle. Do you have a few minutes to chat?" I'd say, "Hi, yes, how are you doing?" "I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?" Right? Always ask that. They're going to reply with probably, "I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How's soccer? How's school?" Right? And then you just talk about it and you answer it, right? "I'm playing soccer. I'm doing really well. I'm playing for X team, as you probably know. We have some big games coming up and I'm ready to play. And, you have X type of scores. My GPA is a 3.8. My SAT is this if you've already done it or you're taking it." And then that way, if you've been continuing this conversation along with them, they're going to want to know this information. They're going to want to know how your test scores are doing, how your GPA is doing, how's soccer going. And the conversation might be a little bit longer than this. I even give you additional things on the next page. But you need to understand that it's not always going to go as simple as this. And it won't be just to the template, but it's just an idea to help you understand what you might go through. So I give you a couple questions because I want you to ask questions, right, to start gauging interest. So here's some couple questions for you. Sample. How many players are you looking to bring in for your graduation date? So I graduated in 2010, so I said 2010. And what positions are you looking for? Now, their answer is going to vary because of what they need. So expect something like, we are looking for 2 or 3 standout players and 2 or 3 impact players. A standout is somebody that's going to come in right away and make an immediate difference. An impact player is probably somebody that's going to come off the bench and might need some time to adjust into college. And both are okay, right? And they might say, you know what, I'm not interested in you. And you need to be ready for those type of conversations. That will happen. What are your goals for the program? And again, they're going to answer this in different ways. But my specific college coach said, I want to win a national championship. I'm looking for players that are committed and dedicated. But I also got answers that varied from that. We want to develop a strong work ethic and our players and prepare them for life after university while also competing for the conference and national tournaments. Right? Similar type of answer, but a little less direct, right? They're more focused on the person in general versus the current athletic situation of trying to win a national championship. Okay? What do you look for in players? Is there one particular thing that a player must have for you to consider recruiting them? And again, their answers are going to vary. But you're going to get something like, we want players that work hard, have fantastic character, and who will represent our program with integrity. Okay? In terms of soccer, they're going to say something along the lines of, we're looking for somebody that's hungry and passionate to challenge themselves and improve in the college game. You need to be prepared to work hard and invest in yourself to compete at this level. If you're committed like a young professional, you will be able to play at the college level. Like, those are the type of things that you're going to get. Okay, so you need to be ready to take those. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. You can see all the things through the sample questions, so make sure you catch up on them, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.